Let's kick it off. The solution showcase is revolutionize customer experience with GoTo Connect AI Receptionist. Super excited to show off our AI Receptionist, as well as introduce our speaker. So today our webinar speaker is our Senior Product Marketing Manager, Rachel Brandt. Super excited to have her here with me. There she is. Hey, Rachel. Awesome. And we have some really good content to cover. Rachel is going to take it from here, but for the next hour, we're going to chat through AI Receptionist overview. What is it? Introduce you to GoTo Connect's AI Receptionist. We'll show you a couple of product demo videos. We'll answer questions throughout, as I said, and then at the very end, stick around because we do have an opportunity for you guys all to try it out for yourself and really see it live. So super excited for that. I'm going to hand it over to Rachel if she's all ready.
Yeah, thank you, Emma, and thank you everyone for being here. So you'll be hearing from myself today, as well as a couple solutions consultants who are going to be demoing the product. But before I dive in, we are going to show you a short video so you can see AI Receptionist in action and really get a feel for what it's like.
Hello. Thank you for calling Cool Threads. My name is Mandy, your virtual assistant. Who am I speaking with today?
Hey Mandy, this is Guillaume. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too, Guillaume. How can I assist you today?
Well, I'm calling in because I have a couple questions on your new clothing line.
Great. What specific questions do you have about our new clothing line?
I wanted to know if you have any winter hats in stocks and what are the options?
We have several winter hats in stock. Wool beanies, lined caps, cable knit hats, pom-pom hats, ear warmer bands, and trapper hats in various colors and sizes. Would you like details on any specific style?
Actually, I would like to know what's the minimum order for winter hats.
Our minimum order for winter hats is 12 units per style. Is this for a bulk or group order?
That would be for a bulk order. Could I speak with Jordan Lee about a quote?
Would you like me to connect you to Jordan Lee for the quote?
Yes, please.
Jordan Lee is currently unavailable. Would you still like me to transfer your call to Jordan Lee?
Is there anyone else I can speak with?
Would you like me to connect you to our sales team instead? They can assist with quotes.
Yeah, that would be terrific.
Connecting you to sales now for assistance with your quote.
Awesome. I just love that video. It shows the variety of things that AI Receptionist can handle. And in our demo in a few minutes, we're going to show you even more of those features and functionality. But first, I want to talk about AI at GoTo. So here at GoTo, we design AI solutions that are practical and affordable. So we want to give you real tools that add value for you and your customers, not just the AI hype. And our focus are these three main areas that you say here. So productivity, insights, and digital workforce. That first bucket, boosting your productivity. So this is going to free you and your staff from repetitive tasks. Think like listening to recordings or manual transcripts. The second is surfacing insights. So this is going to allow you and your team to make better, faster decisions without digging through mountains of data. And that third, the digital workforce, This is for things like using a virtual assistant to help you provide personalized experience that will help enhance customer journeys, keep your customers happy, and keep them coming back. And that third bucket, the digital workforce, that's what's going to springboard us into AI Receptionist today. So when we created AI Receptionist, our goal was to offer real, tangible value to our customers. And we knew a few things. We knew that our customers wanted a 24/7 smart assistant that never misses a call, automates simple tasks, and delivers fast, top-tier customer service, all at an affordable price. And now, what we're hearing from our customers is they're seeing these four major benefits that AI Receptionist brings. So, the first is increased operational efficiency. Second, shorter call durations. Third, higher first call resolutions. So, more questions answered right away. And the fourth is improved customer satisfaction, which leads to, as you know, loyal customers and better business results. Now we're going to go through some more benefits here on the next slide. But before I dive into those, I want to paint a picture for everyone. So imagine it's Tuesday morning, you just came back from a 3-day weekend, and your team is settling in. There's already a flood of voicemails, there's a queue of customers waiting for answers, and the phone never seems to stop ringing off the hook. Meanwhile, important calls and new leads are slipping through the cracks simply because your team is busy answering the same questions over and over. But now, picture this. Every customer is greeted instantly, no matter the time of day. No one is left waiting. Every inquiry is heard, captured, and directed exactly where they need to go. And your employees can finally focus on the work that matters, confident that every call is being taken care of 24/7. So that is the power that AI Receptionist brings to your company. AI Receptionist is AI that never sleeps to deliver always on better service faster with AI that works hard so your team can work smarter. And these are a few of the benefits we're seeing. So, first, zero missed opportunities. With AI Receptionist, every single call is answered. So, no more missed leads or customer inquiries. It can capture the details and ensure calls get to the right person so nothing falls through the cracks. This is going to allow your team to save time and serve customers better. Your team can focus on more meaningful work because AI Receptionist is taking care of those repetitive questions and more routine tasks. Next, AI Receptionist offers answers you and your team can count on. So your customers get fast, accurate answers using your own updated knowledge base. So the more information you add, the better and more reliable the response is. It's also incredibly easy to set up and easy to trust. We're hearing this a lot from our customers. They can be up and running within minutes with AI Receptionist. And you can see how it's performing, what's captured, and when a call needs a person to step in. And last, it's fully customizable. So it's customer support your way. You can choose the languages, the tone, and how you want customers to be greeted. You can deliver the experience, and AI Receptionist will do the work. So next, I'm going to show you the 8 features of AI Receptionist, but I'm going to focus on just 3 on this slide. So first, let's drill down on the one all the way to the right, AI Observability. So with AI Receptionist, you get real-time analytics. So you get full visibility into how it's performing. You're going to see exactly what information is captured, which knowledge base was accessed, and how your calls were routed. And this gives you tools to monitor and improve performance of the AI Receptionist. And if something's not meeting your needs or you want to tweak something, you can quickly update the knowledge base to boost your results. Let's next double down on the info capture. So AI Receptionist, it collects key customer information for follow-up, even after hours or during busy times. It can automatically generate action items like sending an email alert or creating a case. So your follow-ups are faster and nothing slips through the cracks. No more lost voicemails. That's a big pain point. And third, I'll call out the custom knowledge base and FAQs. So I mentioned this a couple minutes ago, but you can easily build and update your knowledge base tailored to your business and industry. So whether you're in automotive, healthcare, retail, education, you name it, you can create custom FAQs and interaction flows to fit your business's needs. All right, so now I'm going to turn the table over to our solutions consultant to show a demo and show some of the features and functionalities.
So first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for joining today's webinar. I'm excited to introduce to you the GoTo AI Receptionist, one of the most, if not the most effective ways to automate your call handling inside of GoTo Connect. Now, the AI Receptionist is a highly flexible automation tool that can be implemented specifically for open hours, closed hours, or even as a backup, depending on what the organization needs, which we will actually see and discuss live today during today's session. Now, if you're looking to provide your customers faster answers, configure better and smarter routing rules, and ultimately fewer missed opportunities, the GoTo AI Receptionist gives you the tools to deliver a better experience for both your customers and your team. So let's dive in and take a closer look into how the GoTo AI Receptionist works. Now, within the admin portal, when first navigating to the digital workforce section, the first thing that we will be prompted with is the Getting Started guide. Now, these different aspects of the AI Receptionist are items that we're actually going to cover live here in today's session. But from an admin's perspective, this is outlining each individual step that an admin can take to ensure that they have a functional and effective AI receptionist. And this all starts with creating an identity, customizing the greeting message for that AI receptionist, configuring a conversation flow, adding an escalation rule, and last but not least, getting it up and running within your call flow or within your dial plan. And when first jumping into the AI receptionist, you'll notice that I have quite a few here created. Now, when the AI receptionist is added to the GoTo account, there's not a limit on how many AI receptionists that you can have or that you can configure. So if you wanted to have one specific AI receptionist for open hours, one for closed hours, or even if you think of it in a departmentalized standpoint, you could have an AI receptionist specifically for sales, one for service, one for billing, however the organization wants to build that out. Specifically configure the receptionist to the type of inquiries or interactions that it will be receiving. Now, when first navigating to the receptionist that I've created for today's session, I'm using the automotive vertical just as an example, but as we do go along in this session, and as I highlight the customization that the AI receptionist provides, this AI receptionist can really be utilized in any type of vertical or industry that your business is currently in. But starting first with the personality. So we do have the option to choose a voice, whether that's a male or a female voice. You could also preview that voice right here before we actually even implement it within the AI receptionist. You could also choose a tone, whether that's a professional or a casual tone, and then language support. So there's quite a few languages that we can support currently, and we're only going to continue to add to this list. But this is where we can select the language for this specific receptionist. So we could have one for English, one for Spanish, one for French, just depending on the type of customers that the organization is dealing with. But once the personality is actually configured within the receptionist, we can jump into the conversation flow and start looking at the capabilities that the AI receptionist actually has. So starting first with the greeting message. This allows admins to customize the greeting specific to this receptionist, whether it's receiving everything coming in during open hours. Maybe this is a receptionist specifically for closed hours and we need to customize the greeting for those different times of day, or even relaying this back to separating them out by department. If this was a sales AI receptionist, a service AI receptionist, I can customize the greeting specific to the department that this AI receptionist is receiving interactions for. So jumping into a large task of a receptionist in general, which a lot of times is transferring them to an extension, whether it's a direct extension, a group extension, or even a queue. When I navigate to the transfer to extension rules, this allows admins to clearly describe when calls need to route or be transferred to these different groups or extensions that I've outlined. Now for today's session, I'll use the service example as we do go along in the demo here. But specifically to the transfer to extension rule, as an admin, I've clearly described or told the AI receptionist if a caller calls in and requests to schedule a maintenance or repair appointment, maybe they have questions around service pricing or warranties, or even asking about recall information, checking the status of a vehicle in service, or even to report an issue, I've described the transfer to the receptionist on in the event that these calls were to come in. This call needs to go to this queue, this group, or this extension that I've specified here. Now you may have noticed this info capture field or form that we can select within the transfer rule. So in the service example, when our AI receptionist clarifies that this customer does need service, before transferring them to the queue or to the group that I've specified here, in this case, my service queue, I can add an info capture or a form to require our AI receptionist to capture some additional information prior to even transferring that call to the group or the extension that I've selected. Now in this example, specifically with my service form, if I navigate to the info capture section here on the left-hand side, specifically to my service form, before transferring that call to service, just in this example, I've told my receptionist that they need to capture the name, the make, the model, and the year of the vehicle. Now, this information will be passed to the end user that's receiving the call on the softphone application, which you'll see here during the session live. But we could also take this information and we can pass it to a specific email address of your choice or of an admin's choice. So from a service example, if we wanted to capture or save all service requests that we have in one central place or one central mailbox, any form that the AI receptionist is capturing or filling out, again, can be sent to that central repository or that mailbox of the admin's choice. Now, even think of the info capture in an after hours scenario. So if we're using an AI receptionist for after hours, caller calls in, one, if they have a simple question, the receptionist can quickly and efficiently provide that answer back out to that caller. But two, if they do need a return call, instead of actually leaving a voicemail, and then when you get back into the office, having to listen to the voicemail or read the transcript of that voicemail and trying to identify what the caller needs, we can use the info capture here to really get specific on the data points that we want to capture as an organization for those after hours scenarios, just so we already have all of the information that we need clearly outlined before we're actually returning that call to that customer. So maybe the name, the reason for their call, and the time that they would like a call back. Info capture here is very effective, not only for open hours, but even for those after hours scenarios when you need to capture those data points and then make decisions based on the information that you're receiving. Now, outside of the transfer to extension rules where we can configure where we want that call to go based on the caller's remarks or based on the caller's conversation, in terms of automation, so when callers do call in and they have, let's say, just a common question that the business gets over and over and over again, which currently or historically would need to go to a live human to accept that call and address that caller's question, the AI receptionist has the ability to access an FAQ repository or even a knowledge base. And within the FAQs, as well as the knowledge base, these are highly customizable, specific to what the business needs or what type of questions that the business is receiving. And in the automotive example that I've been utilizing during today's session, I've configured a few FAQ items here, one including, do I need an appointment for a test drive? How do I apply for financing or get pre-approved? Maybe some information on our location or our hours of operation. And again, historically, someone calls in and they have a quick question, hey, do I need an appointment for a test drive? That would need to go to a live human. But now as an admin, as I build and configure the FAQ options here within the AI Receptionist, the AI Receptionist can completely handle these interactions, but also give the caller the answer that they need very quickly and not have the caller have to wait on hold or wait for a call back depending on the question that they may have. And these are very easy to create as well. So if I wanted to add additional questions, maybe we have expanded and we wanted to include some additional questions that we started to receive as a business, I can come in, enter that common question, provide the answer that I want my AI receptionist to utilize, hit that save, and now it immediately goes into effect for those additional or those future calls that come into the organization. In this FAQ section are typically question and answer pairs. Now, for some scenarios or interactions that organization gets that requires, let's say, a little bit more information or a little bit more in-depth type of information, the AI receptionist can utilize what we call a knowledge base that very similar to the FAQ can be highly customized to that organization's needs. But within the knowledge base section here, I could actually describe, again, using natural language, on when that knowledge base should be utilized. So in this example, if a caller calls in and has questions around the trade-in process for their vehicle, different from the FAQ, which is typically a question or answer pair, the trade-in process typically involves a little bit more in-depth type of information that we need to give back out to our caller. Now, the knowledge bases are actually created here, and they're all saved within a collection. So in terms of the trade-in process, just for that example, I can include tons and tons of information here, step by step, on what information I want my receptionist to have access to. And with this information, the caller no longer needs to speak to a live human. A receptionist has all of the information readily available and accessible to be able to address those questions around the trade-in process, the warranty coverage, whatever the organization receives from a question standpoint, can start customizing the knowledge base to ensure that we're able to address additional questions outside of just the FAQ or the question or answer pairs. And even an additional example that I've seen utilized for the knowledge base is if, for example, you're an organization with 10, 20 different locations, we can use the transfer rule in the knowledge base to start doing some zip code based routing. So if you do have 20 locations, for example, the caller then can provide a zip code to the AI receptionist, and then we can make routing decisions or provide correct information to the location that they're actually calling in regards for. And currently, these knowledge bases can be created here simply just by selecting Add Knowledge. We can add it to a collection or start a new collection of information. But currently, these are created by configuring an article of information. So whether it's a table of information or just a long article of information that we wanted to include, I can go in and select the Create an Article, and I can start adding that additional information. Now, as you can see here, our team is actively working on uploading text or document files or even PDF files, extracting information from a top-level URL, or even integrating the receptionist into these different CRMs or database platforms that organizations are using. So we're actively working on additional ways to help streamline the knowledge base creation process for our admins within the AI receptionist. Now, lastly, just within the abilities, I discussed and showed how the info capture forms can be created, but depending on where you want that information to go, Admins, again, can clearly describe using natural language on when this info capture should be utilized, but more importantly, where do we want that information to be sent to? So again, if it's the service example, this can go to a service email address with a specific subject line. So admins or organizations are saving all of those inquiries or requests in one central place. And last but not least, within the AI Receptionist is the guidance section of the conversation flow. So interaction rules. This is strictly allowing admins to shape the way the AI receptionist is responding. So some examples of that, if, for example, the organization never wanted to repeat the name of the caller, we can clarify that within the interaction rules, again, shaping the way that the AI receptionist is responding. Or relating this back to my service example, I've told the AI receptionist if someone calls in and they just state, hey, I need service, that's kind of a generic need and it's not specific, but I can use the interaction rules here to tell my AI receptionist to get specific. So we need to first understand that they need service, but secondly, clarify what type of service do they need. Do they need an oil change? Do they need a tire rotation? Whatever that may be, our AI receptionist can be utilized to clarify exactly that caller needs specifically to this service example, but it can be utilized in various different ways depending on how organizations wants the AI receptionist to respond. And last but not least is the escalation rule. So in the event that the customer does not want to speak to our AI receptionist, they can either clearly specify that just by stating escalate me to a live human, or we can give them an option key to press in the event that they want to remove themselves from the interaction with the AI receptionist. And given that they press that option key, we have the option to specify where we want that call to go, whether it's a direct user, a group, a queue, or a specific dial plan for those different scenarios. Now, with all that being said, and after viewing the various advantages that the AI receptionist can provide, not only within the personality that we can select within the receptionist, but also the different configuration options we have within the conversation flow, let's go ahead and navigate to the dial plans and let's discuss a little bit about how these could actually be implemented within our call flow. And as I open up the dial plan, you'll notice that the AI receptionist is just another node here on the left-hand side within our node library, meaning if we wanted our AI receptionist to handle 100% of the calls that come in, I can simply just drag it out, connect the dots, and pick and choose the receptionist that I want to utilize for these different calls. Now also with it just being another node, we can utilize the AI receptionist, which I hinted to earlier on in this session, is we can use the AI receptionist based off time of day. So if we wanted to have the AI receptionist handle everything for when we're open, but also have a different AI receptionist specifically for when we're closed, maybe they're tailored specifically for those closed interactions, I can select that here. Or even in the event of when the organization is open, we can utilize an AI receptionist specifically based off an option on the auto attendant. So if they press 1 for sales, 2 for service, 3 for finance, we can have an AI receptionist specifically for those different departments within the business. And we can get specific on what type of interactions do we want our AI receptionist to handle. Now, if some of these calls, again, with the flexibility of the node, if some of these calls still need to go, let's say directly to a live person and not to the receptionist, then you have the flexibility here within the call flow. Last but not least, another option or use case for the AI receptionist is even as a backup, right? So if we are ringing, let's say the front desk for a majority of the calls that are coming in, if they can't pick up after 20 seconds, after 30 seconds. Another benefit of the AI receptionist is it always ensures that we're never going to miss a call. So not only can it receive 100% of the calls that come in, but it could also act as a backup in case people are busy and start missing calls that are coming into the organization. Now we've covered the configuration of the AI receptionist both from the personality standpoint, the conversation flow, and the capabilities that that AI receptionist has. Let's go ahead and see the AI receptionist in action by dialing in here.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Yes, I'm calling in regards to service for my vehicle.
Could you please tell me the make, model, and year of your vehicle?
Yes, I drive a 2023 Hyundai Sonata.
Thank you. Could you please provide your full name for the service appointment?
Devin Brooks.
Let's get you scheduled with a representative. Before I transfer you to service, I need to capture some information. Would you like me to connect you to the service department now?
Yes.
I've connected you to the service department. They'll assist you with scheduling your maintenance appointment. Have a great day.
Now, as a user that is handling or receiving the interaction, receiving the preliminary information our AI receptionist has already captured really helps the user identify who is calling, but most importantly, what they are calling for, and what may be the best route to assist this caller that is dialing in, and that is all driven and produced by the GoTo AI receptionist. Now, last but not least, I wanted to discuss the GoTo call reports, or specifically the observability piece that the AI receptionist is going to provide when looking at call analytics. So first and foremost, admins or managers do have the ability to filter down for specific calls that the AI was involved in. We could also filter down based on the outcome. So if we wanted to see calls that were 100% handled by the AI receptionist, calls that were transferred, and then identifying a call reason for those calls, or more importantly, identifying calls that were escalated or abandoned, or specifically calls that the AI receptionist was not able to handle. And we can take the information that we're providing within the GoTo call reports, and then in turn, go and make enhancements or adjustments to our AI receptionist based on the information that the reporting is giving me. Let's go ahead and filter down by some AI receptionist involved interactions. And as I navigate to the call that the AI receptionist was involved in, within the interaction details, we can see when the call is started. We can see when it was connected to our AI receptionist. We could also see for this specific interaction that it accessed knowledge from the interaction details, and I can even hover over the ability and identify which knowledge bases were actually accessed. So as an example, if I'm looking at this report and I identify that one of these calls were escalated, given that the AI receptionist was not able to assist with that specific call, I can identify what information that the receptionist was accessing or trying to access during that interaction. I can review that call recording here, or simply read the transcript or read the summary of that call. And then in turn, I can quickly access these knowledge bases just by selecting on the specific knowledge base that potentially we need to go update or make adjustments to ensure that we're able to address those additional calls or interactions that come into the business. Now, outside of the knowledge that was accessed, I could also see it capture some information within this interaction, and I could also see the outcome. So it was transferred in this case to our service queue, but I can get some additional information on the transfer just by hovering over this field, and I can identify the call reason and the outcome. So this information specifically is not only going to help admins or managers identify calls that the AI receptionist was involved in, but also providing the additional insights into what knowledge it accessed, what info was captured, what was the outcome of that call, to always ensure that we're able to enhance and scale the AI receptionist as the business starts to scale and as it's implemented across the organization. So we covered the configuration and the setup of the AI receptionist. We also saw and had a discussion with the AI receptionist live, which was able to quickly and efficiently provide me the answers that I needed, or in this example, transfer me to the correct group or queue. And while doing so, also passing the call details and the call reason to the end user receiving the call. And then last but not least, we also saw the reporting or the observability functionality that the AI receptionist provides, which is not only going to highlight the interaction itself, but the data that was accessed to handle the interaction, and most importantly, highlight the areas of improvement within the AI receptionist to allow the AI receptionist to grow as the business continues to grow.
Awesome. Thank you. That was a fantastic overview, and just shows so much of what AI receptionists can do. I think we see how simple and intuitive it is to use. And as you can see, we're constantly adding more features and functionality to it. I see some Q&A coming through. Keep popping your questions in. Like Emma mentioned at the top of the hour, we have solutions consultants answering them. All right, so moving on to use cases. As you saw in that demo, we are seeing tons of industries use our AI receptionist and getting real value out of it. So these are just a few. In the automotive, we see AI receptionist automating service scheduling, capturing customer info for after hours and overflow calls, and front desk call routing by department. And that's a little sneak peek of something to come in a few minutes. In healthcare, healthcare organizations are using AI receptionists for prescription refills and appointment scheduling, thanks to efficient information capture. And retailers are speeding up customer inquiry handling using AI receptionist. Like we mentioned, it supports over 10 languages, so it's making it possible to handle multilingual inquiries as well. And last on this view is education. So AI Receptionist is helping busy admin offices by answering questions about enrollment, admissions, handling absence reporting for parents, and routing calls to the right staff. So these are just a few examples of how AI Receptionist is making an impact. Whether you are running a dealership, a clinic, a store, a school, it really takes the pressure off of your team, and it creates a better experience for everyone. So time to bring this to life with another demo. Valerie is going to show you exactly how AI Receptionist can streamline service scheduling in the automotive industry. Makes it effortless for customers to book appointments, and that includes after hours or during busy times. So over to you, Valerie.
Thank you for calling Connect Motors. How can I help you?
I'd like to schedule an oil change.
I couldn't find your account using the phone number 385-787-0414. Could you please provide your first name, last name, and the phone number you prefer to use so I can create an account for you?
Yes, my name is Misty Morgan, 385-787-0414.
Thank you, Misty Morgan. Could you please provide the year, make, and model of your vehicle so I can proceed with scheduling your oil change?
It's a 1997 Honda Civic.
For your 1997 Honda Civic, we can schedule an oil change service. Would you prefer a waiting appointment or a drop-off appointment?
A drop-off appointment.
Would you like the earliest available date, or do you have a specific date in mind for your drop-off appointment?
Earliest available.
The earliest available drop-off appointments are on Saturday, February 28th at 4:45 p.m. or Monday, March 2nd at 5:45 p.m.? Which works best for you?
February 28th.
Okay. Your drop-off appointment for an oil change on your 1997 Honda Civic is scheduled for Saturday, February 28th at 4:45 p.m. Let me know if you need further assistance.
No, thanks.
You're welcome. Have a great day, Misty.
Awesome. How cool is that? I know that I could use that for my car servicing. I've been having issues scheduling an appointment. All right, so we threw some logos up on this view, and these are just a few of our customers that are using AI Receptionist. As you can see, there's a variety of industries here. So we have a automotive dealership, we have a law office, and healthcare. And the pricing is very flexible with AI Receptionist to suit different needs of different businesses. But I'd like to draw your attention to Bob Johnson Auto Group, the logo pictured bottom right. They reduced their call volume by 25% after implementing our AI Receptionist, and they use it just to handle routine calls. So their customers are now getting quicker answers to common questions, and their service quality remains high, and the team has more time to focus on what really matters. And we're seeing similar benefits reported across a wide range of industries. And I'd like to share a quote from Beverly Parker. She is over at Ideal Partners, and she said, in 2 months, we had 60 missed calls go to voicemail and hang up. After implementing GoTo Connect's AI Receptionist, we've missed just 3. Not having those hangups means marketing dollars are getting to a salesperson. With AI Receptionist, my team spends less time fielding random calls and more time helping customers get what they need. So Beverly's missed calls decreased from 60 to 3. That's a 95% reduction in missed calls. I think that's pretty amazing for her bottom line. All right, so if any of this has resonated with you, if you see the value, and I really hope you do, then we would like to work with you on getting your own AI receptionist. So we are going to launch a quick poll for anyone who wants to speak to a GoTo expert. Just let us know and we can arrange a time that's going to suit you. And now I would like to pass it back over to Emma. Thank you everyone for your time today.
Just letting some of those poll results come through. Awesome. I see some really great questions. It looks like everyone's getting their responses from Valerie. So Valerie, thank you again so much. I'll come back on camera for you guys. Awesome. That showcase is just so exciting. The use cases, the demos, it's really awesome. I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and Rachel did such a good job walking through. One question that I saw that came through that I don't think we've gotten to answer yet, we did mention, it's what language does the AI receptionist support? So right now it's supporting English, Spanish, French, German, and Portuguese. And Valerie, pop in there if I've missed any. Okay, so before we wrap up, I wanted to make sure everyone gets a chance to interact with the AI receptionist. So what we're going to do, we're going to add this phone number into the chat. Let's add it in here. You guys can take it for a little test drive. Did that go to everyone? Let me make sure. Got it in the chat. Okay. So obviously this is going to continue our example of how AI receptionist works in an automotive dealership. So when you call it, just, ask the receptionist about vehicle service, ask about hours, ask about inventory of their used cars, make up anything auto related. auto dealership questions that come top of mind, and you can give any sort of feedback. But yeah, let us know how it is, how responsive it is. It should give you a sample of how it could work for your business too. So yeah, just take it for a test drive. Let us know what you think and have fun with it. And with that, I think we're going to wrap up, see if there's any other questions that haven't been answered. I know Valerie is typing away, giving responses. But once again, we will be sharing this recording out in follow-up, as well as following up with those that selected yes, they would like to chat with someone from GoTo on the poll. So thank you guys so much for joining. Have a great rest of your short week for those in the US.